With a population of over 1 billion people, Africa has become the continent with the highest investment opportunities. Investing in businesses that are both innovative and lucrative is key. Africa is a continent with a lot of resources, and investing in the right market sector, using the best resources and the best strategies and taking advantage of the huge market will yield high return on investments. In recent years, most of the new billionaires have been young entrepreneurs and investors who have created promising businesses and invested in lucrative sectors of Africa's fast-growing economies. Everyone knows Africa is the future. That is why many foreign investors from China, the United States and India are coming to invest in Africa. They have identified markets and they are succeeding. There is a wide list of businesses in Africa that you can invest in and make so much money. But for today, we'll take a look at the top 10 businesses that really stand out. Welcome back to Just Know It 254. Before we continue, please subscribe to this channel. I promise you will have the best videos and I will make them so interesting for you to watch and learn. Please subscribe. Number 1. Real estate. This is property consisting of land and the buildings on it, along with its natural resources such as crops, minerals and more. Africa's real estate market is a multi-billion-dollar opportunity. And several new millionaires will build their fortune in this market. In almost every corner of the continent, real estate projects are emerging. The biggest attractions are hotel and office buildings, residential homes and apartments and shopping malls. The key markets for real estate on every investor's agenda are Angola, Nigeria, Egypt, Mozambique, South Africa and Kenya. All of these countries are experiencing a real estate boom like never before. Across the segment of the real estate market, residential official spaces, retail outlets, industrial and hospitality facilities are all in limited supply, thus creating an avenue for investors and developers to tap in and benefit from these underserved needs. Number 2. Renewable energy. According to World Bank studies, it is estimated that in sub-Saharan Africa, only 1 in 3 people has access to electricity. Firewood and charcoal still remain the primary source of energy for cooking, which endangers the continent's fast depreciating forest resources. Across the continents, companies like Off-Grid Electricity and several others are lighting up the continent using solar energy and water to provide low-cost electricity to households lacking them. Solar energy is one of the most attractive businesses in Africa right now. This is because of the significant potential for off-grid solar solutions as the demand is massive. Over 600 million Africans are tired of waiting for energy from a centrally managed power grid that is inefficient and inflexible to the continent's growing power needs. Number 3. Food processing. Africa spends billions on the import of food and non-food items yearly. Apart from local commodities like crude oil, cocoa, coffee and minerals, what else of value can they export? There are a lot of local products on the continent that have the capacity to be world brands. The problem is we often minimize them. Recently in Ghana, some entrepreneurs are turning local African products into global brands by producing organic chocolate made by cocoa. In 2018, the business raised about €50,000 from export investors. Africa has a unique chance to create strong product brands that can track premium prices from foreign consumers. This will lead to the creation of thousands of jobs, and small businesses will be created and supported by adding value to cocoa and coffee beans. Number 4. African movies and music. Having a population of over 1 billion people, of which 60% are young people below the age of 25, Africa presents a very fertile ground for its local film and music industry. The 4 biggest business opportunities in this industry are in film and music, production, distribution and exhibition. With less than 1 cinema per 1 million people, Africa is the most understaffed cinema market in the world when it comes to music. The growing fame of African music in the Western world is generating millions of dollars for stakeholders in this industry. If you are still watching this video, it means you find it interesting. Please take a second to hit the subscribe and like button. It helps others find this video and help Africa grow. Have you done that? Let's continue. Number 5, crowd farming. Across the world, farming is a big business and most farmers are wealthy. But this is still backward in Africa. Africa's business is expected to be worth $1 trillion by 2030, according to United Nations. This estimate isn't impossible because Africa has a large domestic market and owns 60% of the world's unused arable land, has abundant labor resources and has a favorable climate in most parts. It is shocking to find out that Africans spend about $30 billion on food imports annually. This is because most foodstuffs are produced by local farmers in rural areas. Most poor people use local farming methods as they have little or insufficient capital. But what if people in the city pull funds together and invest in these rural farmers and take part in the profits at harvest time? Wouldn't it boost production, cut down the country's import bill and make more money for both the investors and farmers? This business model is called crowd farming, and it's a trend that could likely transform the face of agribusiness in Africa. Number 6, digital healthcare. As the saying goes, health is wealth. With the increase in health crisis, especially due to the pandemic that plagued the world, there is a need for medical personnel globally, especially in Africa, as it is noted for low standards of living. In countries like Somalia is one doctor for over 20,000 patients. Healthcare facilities in Africa are in a stagnant and frozen state. But there is hope because entrepreneurs across Africa are looking into these challenges. This is by creating digital and innovative care solutions. Some of the innovations like prescription and other health apps are helping to fill up the congested health facilities from dealing with non-life-threatening conditions and focusing more on those with urgent needs. Number 7, financial technology. Also known as fintech, it is an economic industry composed of companies that use technology to make financial services more efficient. This is one of the newest and fastest emerging industries in Africa. It involves the use of technology to support and enable banking and financial service, making it easier, faster, and cheaper to meet Africa's demand for financial services. Within the continent, access to financial services is very poor in most cases. Just about 1 in 5 adults have a bank account and most transactions are still done manually. But since the revolution of services like mobile money solutions, which has transformed financial services, several fintech products and services have erupted across the continent. In 2019, fintech startups in Africa raised $284.6 million from investors. What other business ideas do you think are booming in Africa? Write your ideas in the comments section. Also, subscribe to Just Know It 254 so that you don't miss out on interesting videos such as this one. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.